prince lashed at them. Who's the prince?
Vancho.
Okay, the prince lashed at them with his blade-like hands, but he knew what they were doing now. And although he had killed one of them, the other surged forward and forced him to a halt. I should have gone after my companions. Killing the Vampatease lord meant more than anything else. But my senses were screaming one name only, and it was a name I reacted to impulsively. Debbie! Swiveling away from battle. What does swiveling mean?
Exactly what you just did.
Sweet. Swiveling away from battle. Where am I at?
Well, he swiveled.
Praying that Steve had been distracted by the sudden outbreak, I sent a knife flying toward him. It wasn't intended to hit. I couldn't resist striking Debbie just to make him duck.
Did you say couldn't resist? Do you mean risk?
I couldn't resist striking Debbie.
I couldn't resist killing that bitch.
It worked. Startled by the swiftness of my move, Steve jerked his head behind Debbie's for protection. No shit, Sherlock. He went behind her head just because he likes the view. Okay. But then Debbie, acting like a trained warrior, dug her left elbow sharply back into Steve's rib and broke free of his hold, throwing herself to the floor. I'm not getting like that. I am not her right now.
It's
Before
okay, everyone
Steve
hates her.
could dive after her, I was on him.
Oh my god, this is not fabulous.
I grabbed him around the waist and pushed him backward into the wall. Shake it real. He hit hard. Prepare for that. And cried out. Stepping away from him, I sent my right fist
Up his butt.
smashing into the side of his face.
Not his butt.
I wasn't expecting that, actually. The force of the blow knocked him down. It wasn't merely a couple of small bones in my fingers, but that didn't bother me. Falling upon him, I grabbed his ears. I grabbed his ears, pulled his head up, then smashed it hard on the hard concrete floor.
I have people who live below me.
He grunted. And the lights
This
went
is so
out in his
sexual.
eyes. This is really sexual. He was dazed and defenseless.
Oh my god.
Mine.
Okay, back to...
Mine for the taking.
Alright, we're going back to the rape fantasies from the other show.
Yes, this is Junjo Romantic, Darren Shan edition. Let's get it. That sounded so kinky. That wasn't even a fight scene.
I never read it that way before.
My hand went for the hilt of my sword. Then I saw Steve's own knife lying close
this is a
behind
terrible
his
metaphor.
head.
Oh,
And
that's
decided
great.
it would be more fitting to kill him with that. Picking it up, I positioned it above his dark, monstrous heart. And prodded it through the material of his shirt, to make sure that it wasn't protected by a breastplate or some other such
Just
armor.
a breastplate.
Then I raised the knife high above my head and brought it down slowly, determined to strike the mark and put an end to the life of the man I once counted as my dear friend.
His boyfriend.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They are. I have absolutely no issues with fan fiction. Oh, this is the end of the chapter.
Yeah. I ship Steve with the bodyguard, Ganon, Vancha's brother. I ship him with Ganon. But I could definitely see the sexuality of that scene just
That
now.
was intense.
That was some rape.
That was so intense.
What was that line? He was dazed and
Dazed
and mine for the
dazed
taking.
and defenseless. Mine for the taking.
That's so bad. My poor Steve.
The glasses are off.
Oh my god.
This is an intense situation.
Hold on, I'm gonna...
RV. Who is this person?
He's another Vampatease.
What the fuck is happening?
I'm sorry.
Stop. RV screamed as my blade descended. As my blade descended. And something in his voice made me pause and look back. My heart sank. He had Debbie. He was holding her as Steve had. The hooks of his golden right hand pressed up into the flesh of her jaw. A couple of hooks had lightly punctured the skin, and thin streams of blood trickled down the golden
She
blade.
really sucks at this, doesn't she?
Seriously. Drop the knife or I slit her like a piece. RV hissed. If I dropped the knife, Debbie would die anyway, along with the rest of us. There was only one thing for it. I had to try and force a standoff. Grabbing Steve by his long gray hair, I jammed my knife against the flesh of his throat.
This is still very sexual.
If she dies, he dies. I growled and saw doubt fill RV's eyes. Don't play games with me, the hook-handed Vampatease warned. Let him go or I kill her. If she dies, he dies, I said again.
They're all fighting over him.
Indeed.
Man.
RV cursed. Oh, my stars. Then glanced over his shoulder for help. The battle was going the way of the Vampatease. Those who stumbled in the first few seconds of the fight had regained their feet and now encircled Vancha. Mr. Krebsley and Harkett. Why do they all gotta be in one thing? Why can't they just say them?
I know, right?
Pronouns, people.
Because the Krebs and Harkett are doing something different, I think.
I guess. Unable to advance a retreat.
See, it's Vancha that's fighting and the other guys are just fucking stuck.
Alright then. Beyond the crush, Ganon Harston, the Lord of the Vampatease, looked on. Forget about them, I said. This is between you and me. It's got nothing to do with anybody else.
Apparently it's got a lot to do with Steve.
Indeed, it does. This is like so gay. Are you
This
joking?
is really gay.
I meant howling on Save Your Tasty Little Girlfriend.
Oh,
He
girl.
taunted me.
Yeah, and
I had
that
a
won't save your
strange
tasty
sense
boyfriend.
Of deja vu. Merlot used to speak that way about Debbie. And I'm sorry, but I keep thinking of an RV.
Yeah,
Like a truck. Stop wasting each other's time, I said.
Oh.
You put Debbie aside. I'll put Steve aside.
We'll trade.
And we'll settle this man to man. Winner takes all.
Winner takes both of them.
RV grinned and shook his head.
Oh, girl.
Everybody commentary will laugh. I can't do it.
You can do it. I have faith in you.
No deal.
Believe in the heart of the cards.
I don't have to risk my neck. I'm holding all the cards. Keeping Debbie in front of him, he edged toward the exit of the opposite side of the room.
Like,
Again,
Debbie
that's
doesn't
over
have
here.
anything to say about this. Like,
I
she's
guess.
just like,
I know, she's just here. Skirting the Vampatease. What are you doing? I shouted, moving to block him. Stay back! He roared.
Wait, did he put Steve down, or is he, like, dragging Steve with him? I'm
I
really
guess
confused.
he's dragging Steve.
Okay.
I had no idea what was happening. I stopped uncertainly. Let her go, I said quietly. Desperate. No, he replied.
Nah.
I'm taking her.
He's
If you try to
sassy.
stop me, I'll kill her. I'll kill Steve if you do. He laughed. I'll sacrifice my friend if you sacrifice yours. How about it, Shan? I studied Debbie's round, terrified eyes.
Oh my god.
Shan, save me.
Then took a step back, clearing the way for RV to pass. Wise move, he grunted.
He grunted.
Even
Wise move.
not turning his back to me. If you harm her, I sobbed.
He went real quick from being like growling to sobbing.
I know. I won't, he said. Not for the time being. I want to see you squirm before I do. But if you kill Steve or come after Mia, his cold, mismatched eyes told me what would happen. Laughing, the hook-handed monster slipped past the Vampatease, then past Ganon Harston, his lord, vanishing into the gloomy darkness of the tunnel. I had to disappear into the bathroom.
Okay.
Into the gloomy darkness
There
of the
you go.
tunnel, beyond, taking Debbie with him,
Taking Debbie in the bathroom.
leaving me and the others to the mercy of the Vampatease. What's the difference between these things?
Vampatease are like, you know, they're like vampires where they actually drink blood, and Vampats are actually, they're just humans that work for the Vampatease. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It was all Steve's idea. Oh wait, you're not supposed to know Steve's. Okay, never mind.
And even if I could, I wouldn't have. The Vampatease Lord came first. I momentarily forgotten that when Steve seized Debbie, but now my training reasserted itself. Across the way, Steve was still unconscious. No time to finish him
I thought he had him. Like, I thought he was...
This book is terrible.
I know. I don't know where anybody is. It's a circular room, but everyone, like, keeps switching places.
Indeed. I'd do it later.
Oh. Do
If
Steve
possible.
later, if possible.
I snuck around the Vampatease, drawing my sword, meaning to take on Ganon Harst and the figure he guarded. Harst spotted me, put his fingers to my mouth, and
Wait, what?
whistled loudly.
Put his fingers to his mouth, not to Darren's mouth. Oh my god.
No, that's actually what it said. I'm not dyslexic. It literally says, Harst spotted me, put his fingers to my mouth,
Are you
and
serious?
whistled loudly.
Wait, show me. Give it to me. You must be really drunk.
I'm not drunk right now. I am.
Ganon Harst spotted me. No, it says put his fingers to his mouth. What are you
No,
reading?
it didn't. It said my mouth.
No, you're dumb.
You're dumb.
It says his mouth. you just made it way worse. What the hell?
You know what? It made for a better story.
Okay. Anyway, so Ganon's whistling with his own damn mouth.
Oh, the whistling.
Yeah, that's what he wasn't like, shh, sweetie, shh.
But great though. It would have made for a much better story.
No, that's what he does to Steve. And then he gets smacked.
For the Vampatease, Ganon Harst swung the huge door shut after them and spun a large circular lock at the center of it. Clicked his tongue against the roof of his mouth, and the Vampatease came to a standstill. Harst looked into my eyes
Girl.
and made the death's touch sign by pressing his middle finger to the center of his forehead, the next two fingers over his eyes,
Like this.
and spreading his thumb over his finger out wide.
No, it's like this. Look at me.
Am I doing this correctly?
No, you're not.
He said, you know what? I'm not that drunk right now. His middle finger to the center of his forehead, the next two fingers over his eyes, and spreading his thumb out wide. What's that mean?
Yeah, like that. Look at me, for Christ's sake. Like this.
You know what? That's not in the book. You're doing it wrong.
No, you're doing it.
It said out wide. Out.
Yeah, wide being like stretch it as far as you can stretch it.
Okay, out wide. It didn't say anything about the pinky, so I guess the pinky's doing the same thing.
The pink. It says thumb and little finger, doesn't it?
Yes. His thumb and
Dumbass.
little finger out wide. Even in death, may you be triumphant, he said. That was like really random.
No, that's like the Vampatease saying and the vampire saying. That's what they say to each other.
That is uncomfortable.
Kind of like, yeah. Yeah.
He glanced around swiftly, taking in the state of play. Close to my right, the battle still raged. Mr. Crepsley, Vancha, and Harka. I think he just likes to type their names.
He does.
Were cut in many places, bleeding liberally. Yet none had sustained fatal wounds. They were on their feet, weapons in hand, except Vancha.
Except Vancha.
Whose weapons were his hands, keeping a circle of Vampatease and Vampets at bay.
With his hands, he's just slapping them.
Bitches be gone.
Okay, I'm sorry, but